Are you ready?
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends, yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
All right, let's do it. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. I'm Jamie Markley. That's David Van Camp, and there's Scott Robbins.
Yo, man.
Thank you for being here. So we're violating norms again, are we? Oh, no, not that.
That's what we're told. Yeah, the top Democrat in the Senate is worried that Trump has now given the green light to Russia to invade other countries. Let me repeat that.
What now prevents? There's always been norms in foreign policy that have served the United States well for hundreds of years, and certainly in the post-World War II era.
What? Hold on a second. It has in the last 30 years?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, and what are you talking about norms? I mean, hundreds of years. 250th is coming up, right? I mean,
This year?
I didn't hallucinate that.
No, you did not.
Does he recall Manifest Destiny?
Not sure.
No.
Go ahead, Chuck.
What now prevents Xi from a Chinese court indicting a Taiwan leader and then scooping them up and arresting them? What prevents Putin from doing that to Ukrainians? This is very dangerous.
They invaded Ukraine.
Yes, they did.
Have you paid attention to Hong Kong, Chuck? What's going to prevent we're violating norms? Oh, shut up.
Like China and Russia are just sitting around going, well, geez, we could invade harder, but, now that Nicolas Maduro has been arrested, now we can do it. Definitely.
Take your complaints to the United Nations, Chuck.
And I've seen that take before, too. Like, what's to stop another country from issuing an arrest warrant for Donald Trump and coming in and arresting him? It's like, well, what's stopping that is the same force that went and arrested Nicolas Maduro, actually.
Exactly. What's stopping that is we're the United freaking States. Right. You dope. You know, the violating norms, the guy that puts, cheese on raw meat, trying to be man of the people. Yeah, I'm grilling out this 4th of July.
Yeah.
Inauthentic jack wagon cheese.
F, and we're not talking about Kentucky Fried French fries.
Oh, that
right?
dork.
Could be Kentucky Fried French fries, right?
Yeah, that was the quote from him.
As it tails off. Yeah. The second time. Once you know the joke is stiffed, and then you... Yeah.
Right. Gonna hang with it, are you?
Just for another second, a beat.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a lot of freak out going on about a number of different things, including Greenland, the talk of Greenland. And you got different people talking tough on that. I don't know if you've heard any of it.
Mm-hmm.
The dude from Austria, Gunther Fellinger.
Oh, yeah?
You know what his title is? He is the chairman of the NATO Enlargement Committee.
Huh.
And he's saying, hey, United States, you think you're going to take, Greenland? Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to kick you out of NATO. It's laughable.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You do that.
Listen to this tosser.
If you take it, we take every single base of the Americans from Aviano to Ramstein, from Romania to all the other military bases will be confiscated and you will lose it. And the whole position...
You're going to confiscate that from the United States, are you? Oh, okay, Gunther, go on.
And the whole position of American power since World War II, if you take Greenland, you have to leave. It's very simple, Mrs. Miller. This is the leverage we have. You need the spaces for global power protection. You won't have it. And we can defend ourselves very well, and we will do that.
You can?
Yeah.
Well, that's news to the world.
Yeah.
Why do you need us then?
Right. Why is it that when Trump is demanding more from NATO allies, they all say, well, you can't just take your ball and go home because we need you?
Yeah, and D-bag Dems like Schumer are saying, you're violating norms, asking NATO to pay their fair share. All right. Anyway, back to this dude.
Without the U.S. nuclear shield, without the U.S. troops in Europe, without the American bases, we will simply run these bases ourselves, and we run your boys home into Chicago and Ohio. And goodbye. If you go extreme, we go extreme as well. Be sure about it.
Okay.
Okay, tough guy. All right.
You realize that the last almost 100 years, not quite obviously, but since the end of World War II, basically been the most peaceful Western Europe has been ever.
Yeah.
And that's because of American dominance and American presence.
Doesn't he just sound like the Hollywood villain? We will get you, and we will.
Well, usually the Hollywood villain, though, it looks like to overcome this guy is against all odds because he's got all the juice. This is just a little pissant.
I may be a peasant villain.
Is that all you got, Mr. Cowboy?
Okay. Let's get to the fraud witness, David.
Yeah, so the House is having a hearing on fraud in Minnesota today. One of the pro-Somali fraud witnesses is a former prosecutor named Brendan Ballou, who was also a hatchet man for the January 6 prosecutions.
Oh,
he was
okay.
out there. And so, of course, Democrats bring him in. Representative Brandon Gill, I can't tell you a single accomplishment other than he's fun to watch in these hearings because he's methodical.
Yes.
When it comes to picking apart these witnesses. And he had this great this is a longer clip. I'm going to warn you ahead of time.
That's fine.
But this is a great exchange with the witness.
Okay. All right.
Let me ask you, does large-scale Somali immigration make Minnesota stronger or weaker?
Certainly stronger.
Certainly stronger. Do you know what percentage of Somali-headed households in Minnesota are on food stamps?
No.
54%. Do you know what that number is for native Minnesota-headed households?
Well, to be clear, a majority of the...
It's 7%. There's a big difference between 54% and 7%, is there not?
Excuse me, sir. Could I answer the question?
Let me move on. We've got a lot of questions here. What percentage?
Well, yeah, you had a chance to answer the question. You didn't know the answer.
I do love this guy.
And then you were trying to, go off on some statement. He's not going to let you do it. Good for him. All right, go ahead.
Somali-headed households in Minnesota are on Medicaid?
I don't know.
It's 73%.
Oh,
Do you know what that number is for Minnesota native households?
Again, you're using the phrase Minnesota native households, but the majority...
The number is 18%. That's quite an astounding difference. I think we would agree.
Can I answer the question, please?
Let me ask you one more, and then we can go on to that. What percentage of Somali-headed households are on welfare in general?
I don't know.
It's 81%. What about, let me just ask you, after 10 years of being in the United States, what percentage of Somali immigrant households continue to be on welfare?
I don't know.
The number is 78%. So even after 10 years, 78% of Somali immigrant households continue to be on welfare. Do you know what that number is for native Minnesota-headed households?
Again, you're using
non-Somali immigrant-headed households.
If I can just answer the question, when you're using the phrase native Minnesotans, the majority of Somali Minnesotans are as Minnesotan as any of us.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Let me answer the question. You didn't answer the question. You didn't know the percentages.
So yeah, then he's trying to make the point, sort of splitting the hairs here, saying, well, the majority of the population has now been born here. Okay, then let's clarify then. Families of relatively recent Somali households.
Yes.
Somali immigrant households. Mm-hmm. Because that's an astounding number.
81% welfare?
Yeah,
81%.
That's a pretty astounding number.
Yeah, you know what? I would have never guessed it was that high. Never.
But yet they make us stronger as a state.
Yeah,
because of the food?
Well,
yeah.
No, because of the Quality Learning Center.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
They care about... about the daycare fraud thing that really just crossed my mind? Sorry, this is kind of ADHD theater.
Go for it, man. I love company.
So you have all of these, citizen journalists going to these places, and some are better at it than others. But there are a lot of dudes in these daycares. Now, I've got kids daycare age. One of them is now in elementary school. But in all of the daycares and child care facilities, I can count on one hand the number of dudes that I've seen at those buildings. And in fact, that's one of the things where my son is going to school. They do have a few male teachers. And during the orientation, the principal was very clear, like, hey, we do have, I know some people are uncomfortable with this, but we do have males. There are a lot of dudes running daycares in Minneapolis. It just seems very odd to me based on my personal lived experience.
Yes. Because there's tons of fraud.
Well, sure. Yeah. It's not like they're running anything.
No, they're not actually running
scam. Yeah.
Now, who is the Democrat that seems more concerned about the Kennedy Center than the Minnesota fraud?
This is Democrat Representative Stephen Lynch. Says there's a bigger issue we need to worry about other than people ripping off Medicaid and all sorts of other federally funded programs.
Okay.
It is shameful. It is a case of stolen valor for this president to put his name above the name of John F. Kennedy. That is a fraud being perpetrated on this country right now.
You got to be joking me.
And if we're really interested in rooting out fraud, how about starting right there? I have legislation that will take Trump's name off that building.
I bet you do, because you're worthless.
What?
Sit down.
Why is the instinct to just defend all of this? I know why. It's because they're protecting a political base more than anything else.
You're 100% right on that. And they've put a lot into it, and all of a sudden it seems like the game could be over. It's like, oh my gosh, but we've put all our resources into this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really something. David Marcus, a reporter, I thought had a great take on the whole Minnesota fraud scandal. And it's not one that I had heard. Maybe you had heard this. Maybe you had already thought this yourself. But he was saying we got to start thinking about this whole thing in a different sort of way. See what you think.
We're going to see a lot. We're going to see it. We're seeing it in California. We're going to see it in New York with the home health aides. And I think we need to look at this in an entirely different way. This is not standard Tammany Hall patronage and kickbacks. Right? We've always had that. That was meant to keep people in power. That was not meant to be a massive redistribution of wealth. What we're seeing here is a massive redistribution of wealth. When these blue states allocate billions of dollars for marginalized communities and then fail to put in place any safeguards to stop theft, that's Marxism by fraud. That's taking money from corporations, from rich people, saying we're going to send it over here. We're not going to pay any attention to what's happening to it. And we're talking about tens of billions of dollars, maybe hundreds of billions of dollars. Absolutely. So we need to start thinking about this in those terms.
Marxism by fraud.
Yeah.
It is. What do you think about it?
That's an interesting turn of a phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, I'd never heard that before, but I 100% agree with it. Yeah, Marxism by fraud.
But you think about the activist class and what they've wanted to do, and they knew that they couldn't do it by getting people to vote for them on a platform like that. So they come up with different schemes. And that's one of them.
Well, it's liberal logic. You just throw money at something, you feel better about yourself, and you have no idea where it's going or even care.
For some of those people, yeah. They
you
don't
did
think
your
about
part.
It. And other people are doing it on purpose.
Well, yeah. But, they know they can't bilk these people.
Sure.
So, yeah, naturally.
Wow.
God.
Some Democrats wanted to call attention to January 6th yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
At least media didn't do it to a large degree.
No, they did not. But, so a bunch of Democrats, they had a candlelight vigil for the 5th anniversary of the Capitol riot. And yes,
unreal.
Chuck Schumer led the gang in a moving song.
Oh, no. Is this AI or is this real?
This is real.
I missed this one. Okay, roll it. Oh, no.
America, my home, sweet home. God bless America.
Gee whiz, man.
My home, sweet home.
Golly.
The best part about it was the Democrats' own live stream of it cut off that song.
No way.
Yeah, they cut it off early. It's like YouTube just was like, we got to old Yeller this. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay. A couple of stories popping, and the 5 stories we're watching today coming right up.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Surprise! Your expenses this month were way higher than you expected! Also, you forgot to renew your website domain, and now you're in a bidding war!
You should see the look on your face.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Plus, the fridge died in the break room, and now everything smells weird! All right!
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Now, the 5 stories we're watching today.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, number 5, Democrats held a candlelight vigil for the 5th anniversary of the Capitol riot because reasons. I mean, just an absolute clown car.
At least they didn't sing Woody Guthrie songs this time.
I didn't watch the whole thing, Scott, so I can't tell you for sure that they didn't.
Well, maybe not.
When they compare it to 9/11 and Pearl Harbor, it's just laughable, man.
Yes, it really is. All right, number 4, the House of Representatives is having a hearing today on widespread fraud in Minnesota. Witnesses testified that the state knew about the fraud for years, but punished state employees who wanted to investigate it. Wow. Yeah. Number 3, a year after the devastating LA wildfires, building permits have been issued for only about 20% of the homes destroyed. Those are just the permits, by the way, not actual construction. Fewer than a dozen homes have been rebuilt. Governor Gavin Newsom says it's going great, though. He called it the fastest debris removal in U.S. history.
Oh, gosh.
This is akin to largest airlift in U.S. history.
100%.
Yeah.
My goodness. Number 2, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is telling lawmakers that Trump does intend to buy Greenland, adding that the White House is using rhetoric to pressure Denmark into negotiations. And then number 1, the Coast Guard conducted back-to-back boardings of 2 Ghost Fleet oil tankers, one in the North Atlantic Sea and one in international waters near the Caribbean.
Wow.
That's piratey, man.
Well, they're under sanctions.
Yes. And for so long, we're just like, well, yeah, but we're going to write a strongly worded letter to tell them to stop. And those days are over.
Mm-hmm.
And it is weird, and I've heard different people say it. It is like the left is somehow uncomfortable with us using our power for justice.
Yeah.
Why?
Right. Well,
most people want justice.
Because it's Donald Trump.
They're like, well, one of these tankers was flying under a Russian flag. Okay, well, Russian oil is under sanction too. That was Biden's big plan.
Yes. Yeah, it's wild. You know, we'll get different comments on the bumper music that we have on the show.
Yeah.
And, you know, some people have said it's the best bumper music maybe in the history of talk radio. I would agree with it. You know, it's just, it's not me making the music. I'm just saying, I
you're
agree.
picking it out, though.
Well, I am.
For the most part.
Oh, I forgot about that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I was bringing this up because we had ZZ Top not long ago. And it made me think, did you hear Billy Gibbons tell the story of how much money they got offered to shave their beards in the 80s?
I did. I saw it this morning. Yeah.
If you haven't heard this, he was on Jay Moore's podcast and talked about it.
True, you guys were offered $1 million to shave your beards?
It's true. It was $1 million per man.
Was that Gillette?
They deny it.
And during a Super Bowl commercial?
Yeah.
So $3 million Gillette to ZZ Top to shave your beard.
So we passed. We passed, and word got out, and our fans loved it.
I remember that, hearing that story. $1 million to shave the beard.
Wow.
And that was early 80s. So would that be like $2 or $3 million now?
Yeah, I mean, if you use inflation, yeah.
I may have been up for shaving that thing.
Oh, man.
You think? This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
Wouldn't be a hair on my body if somebody offered me $1 million. I'm getting rid of everything.
Well, dude, I remember we lost a Super Bowl bet.
Yeah.
And I had to get a haircut, like a crew cut.
Yeah.
And that was when I had long hair, when I actually had hair.
Really long hair.
And you were losing it, but you were supposed to go all the way bald, but you didn't want to do it.
No, and I got the...
You got all the rest of your hair waxed off your body
while it was
on the air.
Yeah, on a live stream, by the way.
Yeah, so it was during my show at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, people were waxing your backside and then pulling it off.
Yeah,
and you were howling.
Well,
it was incredibly funny.
It doesn't feel good.
Man, I wish we had the audio of that.
Thing is, I have no hair on my head now at all. So
I know, that's the thing. All right, couple updates and a round of What's Your Story coming right up. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Thank you very much for being here. I'm Jamie Markley, the Gen Xer. David Van Camp's the Millennial, and the Sexy Boomer. That's Scott Robbins.
Yo, man.
So, man, this fraud is crazy in Minnesota. And sometimes in a news cycle, you're like, well, that story's kind of exhausted. And then there's more.
Oh, yeah.
And then again, you think, okay, that's probably it. No, there's more.
Yeah, there's more. Every time.
Yes.
So the House is having a hearing on fraud in Minnesota today. Republican State Representative Kristen Robbins says she's one of the witnesses. She said the Department of Human Services routinely ostracized, ignored, blackballed anybody who was pointing out that numbers weren't adding up in state programs.
Okay.
Ignoring years of credible reports and retaliating against those who spoke up, often by claiming they were racist or Islamophobic.
Yeah.
Tim Walz and the Democrats have repeatedly protected their political base at the expense of all Minnesotans. Other states should learn from the failures of the Walz administration.
Yeah. And you know who else is complicit in all of this? Of course, is media.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
News media.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Halperin from the Two-Way, who leans pretty left. I mean, he tries to be down the middle. He tries to be your classic news guy, reported from both sides. He said, yeah, this is a great example of, liberal media bias.
This fraud scandal, which percolated all late into December, and really the example of liberal media bias. Whenever there's a 1-2 punch of liberal media bias, it's always so staggering, because then the third beat should be the liberal media saying, well, how did we screw this up? How did we fail to serve the interests of our viewers and listeners and readers?
Well, that's just the thing.
Yeah.
It's by design.
They don't.
Right. They don't do that because that's part of the game.
No, because they are terrified of being called out as racist or Islamophobic, especially in the instance of Minnesota, where it is overwhelmingly, thus far, folks in the Somali community.
And then what do they do to someone that uncovers it, like a Nick Shirley, independent guy, who they just look down as, well, he's just like a YouTuber.
Yeah, well
then they say, well, he's got this MAGA agenda.
Yeah, radical right-wing YouTuber.
Yeah.
But is he what he is reporting, is it true?
I like how, right, because all he did was take a camera and show up at a bunch of different places.
Yes.
And, I mean, you can nitpick how he goes about it all you want,
Sure.
but the reality is he actually got off the couch and didn't just email someone for comment.
Right.
So all these people who are critical of him, it's like, you could get your camera, you could go there, you can go to the Quality Learning Center.
Yes. Well, and Halperin brought up, too, and I know you've talked about it, the failing New York Times going after Nick Shirley, saying, well, not everything's been accurate, like the failing New York Times is. And again, what about the content he's putting out there? No, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
There's, obvious fraud there that they just don't want to talk about. It's something, man. And he's on something else now. I don't know if you've heard him talking about, like the transportation, as far as getting, older Americans to their appointments and stuff like that. Have you heard any of that?
Oh, come on. Are we doing
he's,
this now?
He's talked to this guy, and he just goes by David, who had been reporting on this for years when they're talking about people tried to bring this up in Minnesota, and they got shouted down. So Nick Shirley's talking to this dude, David, about the transportation thing. Check this out.
And so what's the need, for example, for 1,200 transportation companies inside of Minnesota? What's the need for that many transportation?
Well, there isn't.
1,200 transportation companies to take people. Like what? What is that needed for?
There isn't. You're talking about getting a ride. You already have services that are provided. You have Metro Mobility that offers free rides to seniors and low-income people. And so to have that many non-emergency medical transportation companies, it's not possible that they can transport that many people. I have been to many of these transportation companies, and I've been time-stamping my photographs.
Oh, yeah, dude, this is the best. Check this for years, okay?
For a whole year at one facility in Minneapolis, and those vans in that parking lot have not moved 1 inch in an entire year. They're all still sitting there.
Yeah, but they're poised and ready to go, should they be called upon.
They were doing an environmental impact study, right?
Yes, right.
That's astounding.
It is astounding. Yeah, you're right. Oh, my gosh.
How easy it is to
There we
rip off
go.
the government like that. Who knew?
Yeah.
That's just crazy to me.
I got to believe that sometimes they come up with these ideas, any fraudster anywhere, and they're like, well, there's no way we're going to get away with it, but hey, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And then it's like, Mahmoud, they approved it. What? They did? Well, dang. All right.
I'll bet you, Scott, if you changed your name to Mahmoud, you could get away with a lot.
I'd have a nice van downstairs, yes.
So we're waiting to take you to every appointment. Because you actually have appointments to go to.
I'll drive myself down.
Golly, man. All right, time to move on. We do this a couple of times a day. We go around the table. It may not be the biggest story out there, but it caught your attention. David, today, what's your story?
So a year after the wildfires in Los Angeles County, building permits have been issued for about a fifth of the homes destroyed. Those are just the permits again. Fewer than a dozen homes have been completely rebuilt. But California Governor Gavin Newsom, he's blaming Trump for the slow recovery after the wildfires, but says, hey, our state has done a great job recovering.
Have you heard this guy?
No.
I haven't either. This should be fun. Okay.
Tremendous progress. The fastest debris removal in American history, at least modern American history.
Who kept track of this? Who kept track of the debris removal stats?
Dude,
what is he talking about?
I'm looking over, and I understand there's a lot more logistics going into rebuilding entire neighborhoods than the example I'm going to give, but the state of Florida, within a matter of days, rebuilt a bridge after a hurricane.
It's true.
I mean,
yeah.
You just say stuff. You just throw it out there.
David, you're right. It's so much like the Afghanistan withdrawal.
Yes.
Greatest airlift in history.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And again, if you had your house burned down to the ground and you want to rebuild, and you got someone saying, I know it's taken a while, but you know, we got the garbage out of there. I don't give a flip.
Right. Like, I understand that's a big job after a natural disaster. Yes, but great. You got the guys in hard hats out there in the dump trucks clearing things away, thanks in large part to the Trump administration, the EPA, and other federal and FEMA. But what about issuing building permits? And the reality is a lot of the people who have left, I saw one stat, again, it just depends on what news source you're looking at, where like something like 40% of the homeowners that lived there are just not going to bother rebuilding. They're like, well, there's no point.
No.
And that's by design. A lot of people will tell you. All right, back to Newsom. Here we go.
Working with the Army Corps of Engineers, working with FEMA, they did an exceptional job. And I will say this, to be fair, Donald Trump did not get in the way of that. But that process began under President Biden. I was president at the time. We established the contracts. We established the major disaster declaration. I can't even conceive had this happened under the Trump administration.
That guy couldn't put a sentence together. You're talking about a year ago right now.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
We would still be debating which one of his contractors he would send out to do the debris removal, which one was connected to the larger construct of the administration. So
tell me if I'm wrong. What I remember is Trump going out there and telling the mayor, you're not doing enough. What are you people doing? And he was talking about this very topic.
We were able to move forward very effectively in those first 6 months. We put out a detailed plan a master plan for removal, a vision for the future of the region. We did that at the 6-month mark. And we continue to wait for a simple response, just the dignity of a response from Donald Trump himself to a request for federal disaster aid.
You know what? That's going to get flipped on his head. Him bringing this up. You just have the feeling. Your mic's off.
The Trump administration has already approved wildfire relief funding. What Newsom is talking about there is over $30 billion. Congress and the White House have both told him, well, you got to commit to actually clearing brush and making sure there's actually, water for the fire hydrants.
Yes.
And they've said, no, you can't have strings attached.
So it doesn't happen again?
Yes.
Yeah.
You failed your state. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to make sure you're not going to do that again. So you're not getting the money. That seems fair to me.
Yeah.
It's just common sense.
He was right in the thick of it. Remember? His hair caught on fire. Remember that?
Yeah,
remember him saying that?
Yeah,
embers in his hair burning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was in the fight.
Yeah, that was like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, right.
Man, it's crazy. The Sizzler. All right, Scott, what do you got for what's your story?
Oh, a man is facing multiple felony charges after police say he was caught stealing copper wire from a streetlight early Christmas morning in St. Paul, Minnesota. Police were dispatched to the area of Idaho Avenue and Weed Street after a caller said, hey, we got a couple of people out there. They appear to be trying to break in to a Camry and also to steal copper wire from streetlights. Cop came out and they made an arrest. Sure enough, Gay is 45.
What?
Gay, that's his name. Gay is charged with, G-A-Y, is charged with a felony energy or telecom damage in theft, first-degree damage to property, and possession of burglary or theft in connection with this incident. It seems the police have a serious rap sheet of Gay.
Really?
Really?
Yes.
Gay on High Street or Weed Street.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Gay's going to prison now.
Man, I've never heard that name in my life.
Yeah,
Me neither.
well, so nice. You named him twice.
First name Gay, last name Gay.
Gay.
What's his middle name?
Fang. No idea. Who knows? There's a million responses that are not going to get used here.
No,
I still have to do my story.
You can't. No.
My story, we go to China. And this isn't just China. This is, families around the world. If you talk to, say, couples maybe in their 50s that have kids that don't have grandkids yet, they're kind of like, is it ever going to happen?
Right.
This is becoming more and more common. Well, in China, they're like, this is a huge issue here because they recorded like 6 million marriage registrations last year, but that is a 20% year-on-year decrease. And a lot of people not having kids, and these people are like, we want grandkids. So apparently they've started like sharing AI videos of, say, a kid now that's in their 20s to show them in their 50s without children being sad and crying that they never had kids.
Now that is what I call guilt tripping.
Isn't it? That's awesome. In one of the videos, it's a woman now 58, seen by herself during hospital visits. While other patients in neighboring beds are being cared for by family members, this person's all alone, crying that she never had a family.
Well, we do it here in America, too. We just have them carrying no king signs.
Says the growing trend has been dubbed a cyber siege by worried parents to convince their offspring to start a family. Critics warn that such tactics will only deepen social divisions between the married and the unmarried, but parents worried about their children's future don't seem to care much about that. One of those parents said, we need more of these videos. Let us see who still insists on staying single. So the pressure is on. Start having some kids.
There you go.
Yeah. It's one of those things. Okay. Who was the Democrat that said Trump should be wiped out, and what did they mean by that? We'll get to that in just a few. And Nimrod's in the news coming up.
Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every weekend and elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops on Prize Picks. Start the new year right with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. On Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, pick more or less on their stat projections, and submit your lineup. Prize Picks also has early payouts, so if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. You can also copy lineups with one click with the new social feed feature. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code MVCR. $50 instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code MVCR on Prize Picks. $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Win or lose, you get the $50 in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, yeah. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins.
Yeah, new year, new time. Maybe you're trying stuff for the first time. That is not a straight. Trying something new can be hard, but in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every single weekend and the elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops. So start the new year right with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. You see, on Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players. You pick more or less on their stat projections, submit your lineups, and easy peasy. Prize Picks also has something called easy early payouts. So if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you can have the option. I'll tell you, we got robot umps now. It's happened.
If you don't know if there's a mess up with any copy, there's strikes and balls.
Strikes and balls, yeah. Till you get rung up. So start the new year right with Prize Picks, $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. You simply pick 2 to 6 players. And if you want that early payout, you can get it too. So if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out of those winnings before the game even finishes. So you can copy lineups too with one click with the new social feed feature. So don't miss any of the action this season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code MVCR. $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's code MVCR on Prize Picks. $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first 5. So win or lose, you're going to get the $50 in lineups just for playing.
Yeah, we get it.
Guaranteed.
I think we get it.
You got it?
Yep.
Prize Picks. You know what? It's good to be right, sir. Must be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
All right. So who said Trump should be wiped out? What does that mean?
This is Democrat Representative Steve Cohen. He spoke at that dumb January 6th hearing yesterday.
Okay.
They were Is
this the fried chicken dork?
The guy who brought in a ceramic chicken to call Bill Barr chicken? Yeah. He compared the Capitol riot to all sorts of other tragedies, including the JFK assassination.
Oh, my gosh.
One date, somebody mentioned dates we'll always remember it. And a September date, January date, and Pearl Harbor. We'll never forget November 22, 1963, of those of us who are alive. I remember it all the time. Whenever I think about it, I start to tear up. I'm about to tear up now. And the idea that he put his name over John Kennedy's should never be forgotten, and he should be wiped out. I yield back the balance of my time.
We've got another weeper on the left. Really?
That is pretty strong language.
Oh, boy. And now we got to get to Nimrods. Isn't that it?
That should be.
When the going gets tough,
Damn it, this is too hard.
the dumb get dumber.
All right, Dean.
It's Nimrods in the News on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
All right. Nimrods in the News. We go to Kentucky. This guy, Christopher Mollett, he's 37. His ex went into labor last Friday with his baby. He couldn't be in there because of visitation policies.
Oh.
The mom said you could wait outside in her car. Gave him the keys. He never came back. He stole her car.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, he's been arrested, in a lot of trouble. Should be. Dad of the year, and that's Nimrod's in the News.
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. News update, David Van Camp.
Well, a developing story, as they say right now, outside of or in Minneapolis, I should say. It appears that, again, we don't have direct video of any of this right now, but ICE was on the scene doing immigration enforcement in Minneapolis. There was a large crowd that gathered that devolved into riot, and according to Homeland Security, at least, rioters started blocking ICE officers. One of these rioters tried to ram law enforcement with her car. They fired shots. She was shot and killed. And I've been kind of keeping an eye on this to try to figure out, okay, what exactly occurred here for the last several minutes. And DHS is saying that this was an attempted ramming incident. This was domestic terrorism. That's what we know so far, is that a woman is dead.
Okay.
Saw some of the video from some of the people on scene where you can see the airbag deployed and there is blood all over the airbag. And then Jacob Fry, the mayor of Minneapolis, comes out and says, I'm aware of a shooting involving an ICE agent at 34th Street and Portland. The presence of federal immigration enforcement agents is causing chaos in our city. We're demanding ICE leave the city immediately. We stand rock solid with our immigrant and refugee communities. Well,
you're in no position to make any demands.
You can demand all day. Okay.
Yep. I mean, and in the end, if this is exactly what DHS is saying, I do believe this is what Democrats wanted. This is why they've been ramping up the insane wing of their base, because they want another George Floyd. And that's how this woman is going to be. Again, based on the information we have in front of us right now, it seems like that's going to be the play.
Yeah, it does look like there's some sort of little mob formed near the scene.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's very it's getting more and more intense, which is also one of the reasons why it's kind of bizarre for the mayor to say, hey, here's exactly where it occurred. I know somebody who's dedicated to chaos can find where this happened, but it's sort of like telling people, hey, go there and riot. And so now you've got tear gas, pepper balls being fired on a growing crowd right now in Minneapolis. Again, as this develops, we will be keeping an eye on it.
Well, the leaders in Minneapolis really didn't do much to stop the riots in 2020.
No, they abandoned a police precinct.
Yes. I'll never forget it. We're like, who does that? What do you mean? Yep, just let them have it. Let them burn it to the ground.
There's a side of me here when I see this today, and I agree with your assessment, David, right away. You said that. Is fine. We're going to leave. We're going to pull up. Let it burn.
No. I don't think they're going to do that.
They won't do that, but there's a side of me that thinks that, where you just go, you know what? Fine.
Yeah.
You elected these freaks. Go ahead and deal with it. You got Ellison. You've got this. You've got Fry. You've got all these pinheads. Yeah. Fine. We'll leave.
Yeah, you know, with all the video that's out there, you're going to see exactly what happened at some point.
You would think, yeah.
But then you got to make sure to also see all different angles, because that was the whole thing with Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one ever saw George Floyd in the cop car saying he couldn't breathe as he was just sitting there, because that's when that all started. So, yeah, definitely keeping an eye on that. And, you know, you've got all those agents there. It was interesting. CBS News with an unintentionally hilarious question to Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem on all the feds being in Minnesota. I don't know if you heard this or not, but check this out.
2,000 agents is enormous.
It is.
How do you justify that to the American taxpayer?
The American taxpayer is grateful that that resource allocation has been put here. We've never seen this kind of fraudulent and abuse of programs before in recent history.
How do you justify, I don't know, $10 billion being ripped off of the taxpayer, that now you've got agents there that are costing the taxpayers money?
Right.
This is one of the dopiest questions you'll ever hear.
Secretary Noem, have you ever heard of the sunk cost fallacy? You've already lost $10 billion. Why spend more?
I don't know if you saw this. News Nation was reporting nearly 34,000 illegals in Minnesota have been given the final orders of removal. You got to go. And 11,000 of those have criminal convictions.
You don't say.
Of course, legacy media is not going to be talking about that at all. They're going to be talking about all these agents really costing the taxpayers a whole lot of money.
They're so concerned about taxpayers being abused now, aren't they?
It's something, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
And then what was the Minnesota rep talking about whistleblowers being punished, David?
Yeah, so this is a hearing about Somali fraud in Minnesota. And you have a couple of different lawmakers from the state of Minnesota saying, yeah, there's been retaliation against anybody who dared to speak up about it.
Unreal, dude.
They have explained that they live in a constant state of fear of retaliation. One only has to look at what happened to Faye Bernstein to understand why. In a very recent Newsweek article dated December 13th of 25, Ms. Bernstein, a former compliance specialist, stated, Minnesota DHS functions in the opposite manner as you would think. Employees who suggest improvements or, heaven forbid, report fraud then face significant retaliation. The messenger is shot. In 2019, Bernstein said she alerted Minnesota DHS officials to sloppy contracting practices that were not legally compliant. But it's not what most people would even consider fraud. She says she was later escorted out of the building, faced lengthy investigation, got trespassed from all DHS owned and leased properties, and received involuntary transfer to another state agency.
Yeah, all the stuff that never gets reported. Yeah. It used to be you would hear stories like that. I know you're probably going back a couple of decades, but all of a sudden it would be like a 2020 investigation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You would see on Thursday night or something like that. You're going, holy smokes, you got to be kidding me. There's none of that out there.
Oh, no.
Anymore. Did you see the new audit that was released yesterday by Minnesota's Office of the Legislative Auditor? I know, shockingly, found deep internal failures inside the Department of Human Services Behavioral Health Administration. $425 million in grants for mental health and substance use programs used between 2022 and 2024 were flagged with weak internal controls, poor vetting of recipients, limited competitive bidding, and an overall structure that left programs highly vulnerable to fraud. You don't say.
You know what pisses me off is we're just now finding out about this. They just now discovered this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. What checks and balances were in place until now? Now you got your back against the wall.
Investigators discovered DHS staff created and backdated documents to paper over compliance gaps. Legislative Auditor Judy Randall called the conduct frankly unacceptable, saying, I've never seen anything like this in my 27-year career. The audit also highlighted a glaring conflict. Check this. A grant manager authorized roughly $672,000 in payments and then later left DHS to work as a consultant for the very organization that received the funds.
Well, there you go. Well,
it's holy crap,
well,
everywhere.
I mean, they believed in the mission so much after approving the money that they said, I need to go work for these fine people.
Gee whiz, man. It's truly something. So got to do something about the fraud. Different kind of fraud. Trump, did you hear him talking to the GOP about voter ID? Like they got to get this done before the midterms?
Oh, yeah.
And, man, he's got a great point here. He's said this many times before, but it's probably worth hearing again.
But we have to have voter ID. And, you know, when you confront a Democrat about voter ID, like in a debate or something, they're very embarrassed when they say, we want voter ID, voter identification. The only reason somebody doesn't want that is because they want to cheat. Our elections are crooked as hell. And you can not only win elections over that, and not only win future elections, but you'll win every debate because the public is really angry about it. And you ought to pass the SAFE Act, or whatever you're going to call it. Are we going to SAVE Act or the Save America Act? I think we're going to change the name a little bit. You're going to put that up for a vote? I think everybody in this room certainly should do it. And it's a bad vote for them. But when somebody says, no, we don't want voter ID, that means they're crooked. And the public understands it. You win elections with that.
Is there any other reason?
Well, no. I mean, you got to have the real ID or a passport or pay a fine to get onto an airplane now, to fly domestically.
Yes.
Well, they're going to say it's the marginalized communities that don't have access to. I mean, they do this all the time.
I understand, but that's kind of been blown out of the water by independent journalists going out on the street and asking people, do you know where the DMV is? Well, yeah. Of course I do. What are you talking about? You think I'm stupid?
Yeah, they were responses were cherry-picked, though.
Is that right?
They don't speak for the majority of people who don't know outside their own block where things are.
Or then you'll have, some Democrat from a big city talking about, well, poor rural people just can't get the ID. What?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Well, they don't even know it's election day.
That's true. The only calendar I have is the Farmer's Almanac.
Right. And with NPR taking a beating, well,
I don't know what day
anymore.
It is. What year is it?
No.
I haven't heard Morning Edition in a month. I think it's been a month.
Meanwhile, the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas has kicked off. People are always talking about what's some of the crazier things that are being featured. Well, lollipops that play music. The brand is called Lollipop Star. Each flavor plays a different song using bone conduction technology.
So it just vibrates on your teeth, basically, and you can hear the music.
The music plays inside your head. You only hear it when you bite down. $9 a piece.
Bone
conduction technology. Sounds like an album from Radiohead, and not very good. Color-changing fingernails.
That's track one of the new Radiohead. It starts off with a 24-minute synth solo.
A company called iPolish is behind them. Talking AI picture frames. That's a company called Venabot that can talk and have conversations with you. They were inspired by the talking paintings in Harry Potter. Those are like, I don't know, $300. Scott, you'll love this. Vibrating kitchen knives. It's like your grandma's old school carving knife till you use it on Thanksgiving. They vibrate 30,000 times per second to cut through stuff more easily.
Well, jeez, not bad.
Boy, the kitchen mishap is really going to be a disaster now.
Yeah. And would you trust AI-powered hair clippers? You just choose a hairstyle in the app, and the blade automatically adjusts while you use it.
No way.
You would not trust that?
Nope.
Okay, just checking. All right, a couple of updates to get to, and the 5 stories we're watching today. Straight ahead.
Whoa, more fiber? What?
Down here, buddy. It's me, your spoon. Constipation with belly pain still coming back?
Yeah.
Talk to your doctor. It could be irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, but Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify. At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins, and now the 5 stories we're watching today.
Well, a year after the devastating L.A. wildfires, building permits have been issued for about 20% of the homes destroyed. Those are just the permits. Fewer than a dozen homes have been actually rebuilt.
Jeez.
And it was predicted.
Yeah, well, yeah. Governor Gavin Newsom says it's going great, though. He said it was the fastest debris removal in U.S. history. Yeah.
So you got that going for you.
Mm-hmm. Number 4.
You're not going to build your house anytime soon, but we got the garbage.
Right. Number 4, the House of Representatives is having a hearing on widespread fraud in Minnesota. Witnesses testified that the state knew about the fraud for years, but punished any state employee who wanted to actually investigate it.
Some people did something.
That's true.
They did a lot.
Number 3, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is telling lawmakers that Trump wants to buy Greenland, not use the military. We're talking about the military because it's about getting Denmark to the table. Mm-hmm. And it is true that leadership from Greenland and Denmark are going to have a meeting with Marco Rubio.
Yeah, all of a sudden they're like, we want a meeting as soon as we can.
Number
This guy
2.
can't negotiate his way out of a paper bag.
Number 2, the Coast Guard conducted back-to-back boardings of 2 Ghost Fleet oil tankers, one in the North Atlantic and one in international waters near the Caribbean. And then number 1, unrest in Minneapolis going on right now after law enforcement shot and killed a woman. ICE was doing immigration enforcement. Protesters came out. According to DHS, a woman tried to ram officers and an ICE agent opened fire. Now, some of the protesters are telling local media, well, the woman was just trying to turn the car around. So maybe I haven't seen any video of what actually occurred. But I
saw the statement from Tricia McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Who's the spokesperson for Homeland Security, saying, among other things, rioters began blocking ICE officers, and one of these violent rioters weaponized her vehicle, attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them, an act of domestic terrorism. An ICE officer, fearing for his life, the lives of his fellow law enforcement, and the safety of the public, fired defensive shots. He used his training and saved his own life and that of his fellow officers. The alleged perpetrator was hit and is deceased. The ICE officers who were hurt are expected to make full recoveries. Then it goes on from there.
Yeah.
Talks about how much they're facing death threats and an increase in assaults.
And as far as the witnesses, i.e. the protesters who were there, I know I'm the youngest guy on this show, but I am old enough to remember hands up, don't shoot. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know for sure what happened, but I would not take these protesters' word for it.
No. And I'm guessing there's video somewhere.
I just saw some of it.
And?
It looks like the vehicle had turned into the crowd of where the ICE
I'm looking at
officers
it
were.
right now.
Yeah. And kept going.
And were there people on foot, or is she trying to ram a vehicle?
It looks
I'm
like
watching it right now. It looks like they're saying, get out, get out.
Get out, get out, yeah.
And no, yeah, she started moving pretty quick.
Yes.
Well.
Yeah. That looks like she was speeding towards somebody. Yeah.
Well, I don't think they're going to get the George Floyd they wanted out of that.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like anyway. This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robin show. And obviously, that's probably now the biggest story of the day.
That is, yeah. I'm watching it. So it's like she wedges the car between two law enforcement vehicles and then speeds off, and then shots are fired and she hits another vehicle. So this looks like DHS was telling the true story of what was going on. This woman was not trying to just turn around and get out.
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize, too, you're going to have video of this everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so, yeah. I mean, to lie about it now would not be very effective.
They've already started. Again, it's hands up, don't shoot.
Oh, you're talking about the left line about it?
Yeah, the left line.
Oh, the left line.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yep. All right. So we'll get the latest on that. And we got another round of What's Your Story coming up in just a few. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robin Show. I'm Jamie Markley, the Gen Xer. The Millennial, David Van Camp. Rounding out the lineup, the Sexy Boomer, Scott Robbins. News update, David Van Camp.
All right, so there is some unrest in Minneapolis right now after ICE was involved in a fatal shooting. So ICE was doing immigration enforcement in a neighborhood. Protesters showed up. And according to DHS, what they said was there was an attempted ramming of one of the agents who then opened fire. Well, we didn't know for sure what had actually occurred because there hadn't been video. Well, now video has been put out. And it's all over on social media, so I'll just try to give you the play-by-play. You've got a DHS truck, pickup truck, parked behind a woman who's kind of parked. She's in a red SUV. She's parked kind of, I don't know what you would call that, just basically across the street, basically perpendicular to the federal vehicle. And so two agents are coming up behind the car, and they're telling her to get out. There's a third agent in front of the car, and as they're telling her to get out of the car, she slams on the gas to get out of there. Well, the agent, it appears at least from the angle that I'm seeing, that the agent in front of the vehicle drew on her and shot her and killed her. And so DHS is saying this was an attempted ramming. She certainly wasn't just slowly backing away or trying to get away, which is what some of the protesters were telling local media.
Of course.
I mean, this did look like she was either speeding off or trying to run over somebody.
So there you go. And I'm looking for, any updated video on my X feed.
Yeah, I only see it from one side of the street, and it doesn't look like on the other side, which is where you'd be able to see the driver's side. It does not look like there's anyone on that side of the road. I mean, you're looking at just like a modest-looking neighborhood.
Yeah.
And on the other sidewalk, I don't see any other protesters there, so I don't think we'll get any civilian footage from that side to give a clear indication of what the woman may have been saying, what she was doing. That's probably going to be any body cam footage, which who knows how long it'll take for that to get released.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because you scroll down, you're looking for this, but it's your normal feed.
Yeah.
And all I'm seeing is like Motley Crue from the US Festival from '83. Like, no, that's not what I want right now.
No.
I want to see the video of this.
Yeah.
But then we just clicking on news here. Yeah, man.
Yeah, like she backs up and then she starts speeding, And then shots fired, and I guess her foot was still on the accelerator because she sped up after being shot and then crashed into another vehicle down the street.
How many times we talk about this, and we're not the only ones, saying somebody's going to get killed.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's happened. But at this point, it looks justified.
Yeah, if you've got an officer standing in front of you in your vehicle and you got two others telling you to get out of the car, you hit the gas. I mean, again, it's Minneapolis, so it's it's the Wild West. Who knows what's going to happen there? But in most sane places, they would say that's justified shooting.
Yes. But don't you get the feeling, and you're seeing this all over the place, not just even with protesters, but with different people in different situations thinking nothing's going to happen to them?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know, as an example, there are a bunch of teens that steal a car, and cops are chasing them all over, and they're getting out, vandalizing other cars, and doing it in a slow sort of way, not like looking over their shoulder. And you ask yourself, why do they not seem like there is some sort of urgency to their situation? Cops are chasing them. And the answer that people will give you is they know nothing's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
They're 14 and 15.
Right. Worst thing that happens is they go in, somebody calls the parents, somebody comes and gets them, then they go home.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And with all these different protests and all these different people on the left saying, well, you got the Gestapo out there. And people are just saying, well, we're going to try to ram this car. How many times have we seen that happen? And do you think people then think, well, yeah, we're going to go ahead and be a part of the, quote, resistance. Nothing's going to happen to us. You can't do that.
Well, the mayor, Jacob Fry's doing a press conference now. He's become very animated with his hands. So.
I did just see a clearer image of this. You've got one of the agents has his hand on the door as she backs up and starts to speed away. You've got another agent in front, and it appears that's the one who opened fire as she was speeding away.
Okay. So from what you just saw, David, you've been in the news game for quite a while. How do you see it playing out?
In Minneapolis, I think that
in the country,
I think that ICE agent's in a lot of trouble. And
how so?
Because it's Minneapolis.
Oh, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that guy's going to get charged. I believe.
Where was the car? I thought the car was charging at the person.
So okay, I'll try to paint the picture here. So you've got two ICE agents to the driver's side of the vehicle. One ICE agent is going up to the driver's window, which is rolled down. He's saying, get out of the car. He grabs the handle and has his hand basically like where the window had come down.
Okay.
Right there. There's another agent that's on the driver's side, but in front of the car.
Okay.
And so as soon as the guy who's at the window puts his hand inside the door, she backs up and starts to try to drive away. And there is a guy just a few feet in front of the car, and he draws his pistol and opens fire in that case.
Now, could you say that then the person that fired the weapon is afraid for the safety of the person that put their hand in the car?
I think so, yes. Again, insane jurisdictions, that's a good shoot.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. That's the way you're trained.
Yeah, that would be lawful because this person is being told, hey, you're being detained or you need to get out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, she decides to back up and lay her foot on the gas.
And is she speeding away like fast?
Yeah, well, he shot before she really got going too fast, which is why I say there's just enough wiggle room for some activist prosecutor to go after. But I think a reasonable person would look at this and say, no, I mean, you can't just try to run over an officer of the law.
Right.
And they may be arguing, well, she was turning, so she was just trying to flee the scene. Okay. But there's somebody in front of your vehicle. You can't do that.
That's right. Yeah, you've got Jacob Fry, the mayor, among other things, yelling, get the bleep out, talking to ICE. There are people also calling for him to resign.
Yeah.
Saying you helped foster this whole situation. So, yeah, obviously keeping an eye on that whole situation. All right. And it's that time. We do it a couple of times a day. We go around the table. It may not be the biggest story out there, but it caught your attention. David, what's your story here?
Let me see. What is my story here? Let's go to the communist mayor, Mamdani, in New York City. So, we talked about this renters' rights person that is part of his administration now. Her name is Sia Weaver. She's the one who says...
Oh, yeah, she got a problem with Whitey, right?
Yeah, she is white. But
yeah,
she's a communist, so yes, Whitey bad. And she says, yes, we're gonna reimagine what home ownership is. Basically saying that home ownership, property, is a collective good. Okay, yeah.
Did she say they're going to change the relationship you have with home ownership?
Yes.
Some crazy, wordy, salady
and had
descriptor.
Also said that home ownership was a weapon of white supremacy.
Well, that too.
Which, by the way, former Mayor Eric Adams was like, "Are you effing out of your mind?" Because most of the new homeowners in New York City are people of color. What are you talking about?
Right.
Anyway, her mom, it turns out, is a professor at a really prestigious college.
Really?
She teaches German studies at Vanderbilt University. And, happens to own a home that's worth $1.6 million.
You don't say.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? How often this seems to be the case. Wow.
For thee, but not for me. That's the way it works.
All right, Scotty, what do you got for what's your story?
What a time to be alive this is. Add President Donald J. Trump to the list of folks pining over John Harbaugh. He joins just about every single NFL team with a head coaching vacancy anyway. The president took to Truth Social and stated, "Hire John Harbaugh fast."
Were you surprised the Ravens fired him?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, he had a pretty good run.
Yeah.
He and his brother are total winners. President DJT signed at the bottom. What a time to be alive. Soak it all in, folks. You're never going to see this again. All right?
Oh.
A president of the United States out there vocally endorsing a football coach in the NFL.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the Harbaugh brothers visited him at one point in time, so.
Yeah, I remember people were trying to shame John Harbaugh one time, and he spoke to that.
Yeah.
Said he thought it was garbage. For my story, it is from the sports world and the football world. Former NFL pro Matt Khalil suing his ex-wife Haley over comments she made on Twitch. What did she say? Well, she said the biggest factor in their divorce was the size of his,
Yeah. You're thinking the other way, right?
She was talking about
Yes.
too large.
Coffee can, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Well, yes.
Basically, yes. Matt said her, quote, degraded and deeply personal comments have caused unwanted attention and invasive commentary from the public. Of course, I know what you're thinking, Scott. Most guys would be saying thank you.
Yeah, upper alimony.
If it was different, if you said, called him pencil or something like that, then maybe there'd be damage.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened here. Anyway, he's requesting a jury trial and damages, quote, on all causes asserted in the complaint, with the amount exceeding over $75,000. Are you hoping this goes to trial?
Yeah, because the jury's going to have to get a look at it, aren't they?
Well, that's the thing. That's a guy who's filing the lawsuit just to prove that he's packing heat.
Man, oh,
what a heck of a thing to say, though, huh? Isn't that something?
Well, he's married again.
I know.
And he said that his family has been negatively affected, especially his new wife. Okay.
She has been.
Well, just by the commentary.
Well, of course.
Haley, the ex-wife, says she's shocked and hurt about this filing, saying the truth is in the original live stream, which is still on YouTube. I speak highly of him in multiple ways throughout the conversation.
He did, too. Yeah.
I noticed all these nice things, but, man, it just couldn't take that. Wow.
He probably thought that was a nice thing.
Yeah.
But he says, no, it's very hurtful, and I want to get paid for it. Wow.
Somebody please hurt me. Hurt me now.
Get to an update. Minneapolis and Nimrod's in the news. Coming up.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
All right. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. You know, if you've got a tax problem, it's not something you want to stick your head in the sand about because the IRS doesn't forget, they don't forgive, and they don't get nicer with time. And the longer you wait, the more interest and penalties pile up, and before you know it, they're coming after your bank account, your paycheck, and if you own a business, they'll come after that too. And that kind of stress can just eat you up, and it's completely avoidable.
Yeah, and here's the key. Don't fight the IRS alone. Whether it's personal taxes or business taxes, you need pros who know the system. That's where Tax Defense and Relief Group comes in. They step in immediately. They contact the IRS on your behalf, protect your assets, and work to resolve your tax debt for the lowest amount allowed by law. That's not hope, that's representation.
Yeah, these folks have over 20 years of experience. They've helped thousands of people deal with the IRS the right way. Real help, real results. So give yourself some peace of mind and make that call today. Tax Defense and Relief Group. The number is 888-322-0077. That's 888-322-0077. Don't wait now. Protect your money and your business and your future. Do it right now.
All right, news update, David Van Camp.
Well, Minneapolis is now the big story of the day, not for Somali fraud, but because an ICE officer involved shooting. So there was a woman in a red SUV who was parked in the middle of the street, and officers went up to her. 2 officers came up to the driver's side. There was a 3rd officer in front of the vehicle, and as they were telling her to get out of the car, she backed up, turned the wheel, and started to drive off. Now there was an ICE officer in front of her car, and he drew on her and shot her and killed her. And
okay.
Jacob Fry, the mayor of Minneapolis, he is the king of making things worse because he got out there and he blamed ICE for this. And here is what he had to say.
To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you.
No, actually, it's on people like you who keep telling your base to go out and confront federal law enforcement.
Absolutely. And it sounds like a lot of projection as far as someone covering something else up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that that's a fact, but that sounds like a guy that's part of something, that he wants everyone to go away and not look at it anymore.
Yep. Well, they They want George Floyd 2.0. That's what this is going to become, or at least that's what they're going to try to make it.
Oh, yeah. Think about the Talking Head shows tomorrow morning, how this is going to be covered.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be going to see that. All right, we got to get to Nimrod. Here we go.
When the going gets tough.
Damn it, this is too hard.
The dumb get dumber.
All right, Ian.
It's Nimrod's in the News on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
All right. Nimrod's the News. We go to Polk County, Florida. You know, Grady Judd is the sheriff there. He tells part of the story. It's wild.
Now, occasionally, I bring you stuff that you just can't believe, that you'll never get over, that may even scar you for life. But I got to introduce you to this guy. He's not from Polk County, of course. I don't think we got anybody from Polk County quite like this guy. This is Matthew Zaccarino. He's 39. He's from Altamont Springs. And he's on this construction site in a vehicle by himself. And as our deputies approach him to see what's he doing on this construction site, we see this dude wearing a red lace bra with prosthetic silicone breastises. You know what I mean? Well, then we notice he's wearing a G-string, showing off the boys.
Yeah, and he's got a gun. It's a crazy, bizarre story.
Wow.
He was trespassing. He's arrested. That's Nimrod's in the News.
Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, and Scott Robbins.
We just become best friends. Yep.
Making sense of it all.
Now I get it.
And having some fun.
Lighten up, Francis.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. News update, David Van Camp.
Well, it's getting spicier and spicier in Minneapolis right now as an ICE-involved fatal shooting is leading to pandemonium. The mayor, Jacob Fry, not making matters any better by saying that ICE needs to get the bleep out of Minneapolis. So here's what happened. There was a woman parked in front of a federal vehicle, actually a couple it looks like, and two presumably ICE officers go up to the driver's side of the vehicle that she's in.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them tries to open the door and then puts his hand on the window, which is rolled down, on the windowsill, basically. There's another officer in front. And as they're telling her to get out of the vehicle, she suddenly throws it in reverse, backs up a few feet, and then hits the gas, while there's an officer still right in front of her.
She puts it in drive and then hits the gas.
Yes. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, she puts it in reverse, backs up, and then puts it in drive and hits the gas again.
Yes. I want to make sure that was clear because from when you were talking about it before, and it was probably my fault, I thought she was backing up, like speeding, backing away.
Oh, no. She went towards, towards the officer, who then already had, once she threw to me, having seen things like this many times over the course of doing this and doing news, as soon as she started backing up, that's the moment where she put her life on the line. And then she puts it in drive.
She didn't listen to the officers.
Yeah, and then goes forward, and whether she was trying to flee the scene or hit him, doesn't really matter. The officer doesn't know in that moment. All he knows is he's got some unhinged person driving a vehicle towards him. He pulls his gun, and he shoots her, and unfortunately she's dead.
Well, and he's got to move quickly to get out of the way or he's getting hit.
Yes. And so then she drives forward, half a block or so, and then crashes into another vehicle.
Yes.
It's
probably worth mentioning. Okay, so you've got just this regular street in a residential area, but she's not parked like she's going down one way of the road. She's parked in the middle, like she's facing a house.
Yeah, she's blocking the road.
Yes. And that's when they're like, all right, you got to move. And she didn't get out of the car. And then, like you said, whether she was trying to run over the guy or not, you can certainly make the argument that she was.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter at that point. What her intent was, we'll never know what her intent was because she's dead now.
Yeah.
And now there are more and more protesters showing up at the scene. I'm seeing video after video of dozens of people showing up, trying to throw rocks at ICE agents. Agents putting tear gas out, and it's just a nightmare. And then, like I said, the mayor, Jacob Fry, who's a complete imbecile, is really trying to make this George Floyd 2.0.
To ICE, get the out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here.
So what?
Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture,
time out.
to our economy.
Yeah.
All of that, when you're saying your stated goal was to make it safer, was that the stated goal? Or was it to uphold the law?
Yeah, uphold the law.
Yeah, they're not there, other than you have done a piss-poor job of running the city. That's evident from anyone. And you've had fraud unlike we've ever seen in that state. And from the way we understand it, well, Minneapolis is like the hub.
You know, what is it with all these beta boys using the F-bombs, too?
They think that's going to make them appear to be tough.
I mean, the guy's a weenie. I mean...
Well, yeah, he wore pedal pushers.
Yes.
The whole summer of love.
Yeah.
This whole thing. And that's the part that you really wonder and you don't know.
Oh,
but
yeah.
You're seeing more and more, a lot of these different politicians knew of the fraud, and some were also a part of it getting paid.
Channel 5 in Minneapolis, ABC, has a video taken from a house down the street where the officer that fired, actually, contact was made.
Yes, you can see it from the angle I saw.
Yeah.
Like, he had to move fast or he was going to get flattened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a justified shooting, but I think because it's Minneapolis, and we've seen this play out before, I think that ICE agent is going to probably be facing charges.
That's stupid.
And it's sickening, but this is where we are because the Democrats have radicalized so many people now. And you've got, apparently this is a woman in her 30s, a white woman, U.S. citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, what was she doing there? Why? I mean, I have a guess, but it's just a guess at this point. I haven't seen any official confirmation of what she was there for.
We're pattern recognizing machines. That's what we are as humans.
I don't think this is a woman who was just pulling out of her driveway.
I don't either.
And got in the way of an ICE vehicle. And yeah, I mean, this is really sad and completely avoidable.
We've had the whole left talking about we've got to be part of the resistance to ICE.
You got to get out there.
And this, unfortunately, was predicted that someone was going to get hurt badly or killed.
Yep. And now it's happened. And, I hope I'm wrong about this, but it seems like Minneapolis is going to be in for quite a night tonight.
I don't know. It's pretty cold.
That's true.
There are some people, some riders, man. It's weather dependent. They're fair weather riders. So we'll just have to wait and see.
I remember that one time seeing, and this was years and years ago, but it was in Portland, and there were some protesters out. I don't even know what the situation was, but all it was like no justice, no peace. And then, it's Portland, so it started raining, and they dissipated. They just went away, and I'm like, okay, so you need to change the chant, no justice, no peace. Weather depending.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's a cause near and dear to our hearts, and we need to get after it no matter what, unless the weather's bad.
Well, we can't get our new shoes wet. Our mom just bought it for us.
Yeah, that's right. By the way,
all the Maduro free Maduro people have now all of a sudden made a pivot to Minneapolis.
Oh, they already got the plane tickets.
Yeah, they're on their way.
Yeah. By the way, has anyone thought of Ashley Babbitt in all of this?
I hadn't until you brought it up.
That was the first person. I'm like, okay, let's see how media plays this, because I don't remember after January 6th when Ashley Babbitt was shot and didn't need to be shot at all from a cop that really shouldn't have been a cop. Remember, he forgot his gun in the bathroom.
Yeah. Right. How do you keep your job as a cop in the United States Capitol when you get caught leaving your gun in the crapper?
Right. Then gets all fidgety and shoots her, kills her. I don't remember media being so sad about that. And again, I'll just say, whoever this person is, I don't want to see her die.
No.
I don't think anybody does. If she's got family, who knows if she's got kids or not? We don't know anything. But there are going to be people, obviously, incredibly sad at their loss, and that's a terrible thing. It didn't need to happen. We'll wait for more details on that. Okay. Other news out there. Well, staying on Minnesota, and that's one of the reasons you've got people there, is all of the fraud.
Yeah.
And we're finding out more and more about whistleblowers that were punished for calling out the fraud.
Yeah. Well, and so one of the witnesses here today in the House of Representatives is a representative. What is her name? Let me find this. Kristen Robbins is her name. No relation to Scott Robbins.
No.
So she was talking about the hearing, or talking about the fraud in Minnesota and how state officials have routinely looked the other way and just straight up lied about a lot of this. With the exception of some cases years down the road that they're like, okay, we can't ignore this one, Feeding Our Future being the most high-profile one.
Right.
But here's what she had to say.
Okay.
First U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson, the leading prosecutor in these cases from the Biden administration and the Trump administration, says the fraud could be an astronomical $9 billion. In the face of mounting reports and literal criminal indictments and convictions, the Walz administration has repeatedly and publicly denied or downplayed the fraud. Just last January, the commissioner of DHS, Jody Harpstead, who'd been on the job for 5.5 years, said, there's a lot more rumors of fraud than there is actual fraud. You cannot make this up. The Walz administration has been gaslighting Minnesotans on the scale of the fraud problem for years.
Yeah. And it's not going to stop as far as people, getting to the bottom of it. Mm-hmm. Nick Shirley. And I know people on the left, he's just this YouTube MAGA kid.
Yeah.
So what? He's exposing the truth. And by the way, he said, this was in an interview, there's fraud all over the country. And I've got a mandate now.
There's fraud all across the country right now with these daycare facilities. You have 4 kids, I have 4 kids, you watch my 4 kids, I'll watch your 4 kids, and we'll make $25,000 a pop.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
And a lot of people have taken advantage of that in places like Seattle, Washington, for instance. So this fraud's happening everywhere. Now, the people have given me a mandate to expose more of the fraud, so I'll be exposing more.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure he'll be demonized for that. But I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. All of those independent journalists.
But the thing is, Jamie, he's not skilled as a journalist.
He's not trained.
He's not trained. He's never won an award as a journalist.
To do that, you have to get a press release emailed to you.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you have to read that.
Yes.
That's what today's journalist often is.
And then if you have time, you can reword it for the website. Yes. But a lot of times they don't. They just copy and paste.
Unreal.
He's never once been to any of the award ceremonies either.
When they mean a lot.
Where they all get together, the circle jerk is there. Yes.
With Nick Shirley, I actually saw one person. Dang it, now I can't remember who it was. One of these high-minded journalism people who said, well, he was showing up at these daycare centers, but he didn't have a press pass. So what?
That's what these dopes think,
right, exactly.
Man. Even when I was a reporter, man, I don't think I carried a press pass for most of my career.
But you knew guys like that.
Yeah.
In the business.
Oh, yeah, who had the lanyard with all of they kept their old press passes.
Yeah,
like, I'm
because
a
you would come back to the station to make fun of him.
Yes.
It was great.
Always.
It's like the guy with the lift ticket still attached to his luggage 15 years later.
I got to get to this clip. Trump talking to the GOP yesterday. He's talking about the most successful, but there was something in this that he said that I think you'll think is funny.
Most successful House Republican majority in decades, and we did it with not a big majority. So together we had 12 months of unprecedented success in 2025, and now we're going to make history and break records with the epic midterm victory that we're going to pull off. It just doesn't seem to happen for people to win the presidency. It's an amazing phenomenon, and we sure as hell are having a successful presidency, I will say that. But even if it's successful, they don't win. I don't know what it is. There's something psychological.
Talking about the left. There's something psychological, and I think he's right about that.
I don't know what it is. There's something psychological.
It's the phrasing, dude. It kills me. Psychological. Oh, my gosh. It's so good. Okay, well, we'll get any updates from Minneapolis, what's going on there. There's some other updates to get to, and the 5 stories we're watching today in just a few.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Michaela's Mobile Spa, Michaela! Michaela got a quick business insurance quote from Progressive and chose from over 30 customizable coverages. Sure, it helps she's her only employee and does literally everything. But while others would rest on their laurels, Michaela was hard at work saving big. So take that, hypothetical other employee who doesn't exist. Be your own Michaela. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. Time for the 5 stories we're watching today.
Well, we'll get to the big one in just a few. Number 5, a year after the L.A. wildfires, building permits have been issued for only 20% of the homes destroyed. Fewer than a dozen homes have been completely rebuilt. But Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, says things are going great because they accomplished the fastest debris removal in U.S. history.
The history of the U.S.
All right.
Lightweight.
Yeah. Number 4, the House of Representatives is having a hearing on widespread fraud in Minnesota. Witnesses testified that the state knew about the fraud for years, but punished state employees who pointed it out. Number 3, Secretary of State Marco Rubio is telling lawmakers Trump aims to buy Greenland, adding the White House is using rhetoric to pressure Denmark into negotiations. Number 2, Democrat Senator John Fetterman back in the news because he says, hell yeah, we should buy Greenland. Kidding me? This is a great idea. It's been going on for decades that we've been talking about it. Let's just do it already.
Oh, no, I've come to appreciate it.
Yeah. Then number 1, this is the big story of the day. A woman in her 30s in Minneapolis blocked a street with her car to protest ICE, presumably. When they told her to get out of the car, she quickly backed up, then sped forward. An ICE officer was in front of the car. There was brief contact, but he opened fire. She was killed. And the mayor, Jacob Frey, is taking the side of, well, of course, the protesters.
Yeah. Again. And you're trying to figure out exactly when the shot came. It looked like the shot came like right about the time of contact.
Yeah, it looked to me like he drew as she was backing up because, man, you throw your car in reverse in front of a cop, they're going to at least put their hand on their pistol, if not draw it, because that's a sign that you're getting ready to take off or you're going to try to run them over.
And then you got the one cop that has got his hand inside the car, then the other cop in front, and then as she goes forward, you can see the contact. He's got to get out of the way fast.
Yeah, and right now what the narrative has been is that one of the officers that was approaching from the side is the one that opened fire. No, it's the one up front who's in front of the vehicle who opens fire.
Yes. Yep. So we'll wait for more updates on that.
Wow.
There is breaking news out of Dallas. And this has to do with Venezuela.
Oh, yeah?
Really?
Yes. Jerry Jones' press conference today.
Trump just said it. I'm running. Venezuela.
He was joking.
Right. I was going to say.
He was being asked about the defensive coordinator getting fired, Eberle's. He's done. So they're saying, hey, does Brian Schottenheimer, does he get any say in hiring the new defensive coordinator? And Jerry just says, Trump said, I'm running Venezuela.
Yeah. Well,
busy.
Venezuela's been through enough. Sorry. I mean, sure, they'll have a great merchandise deal, but they want some championships, damn it.
They do. I guess in the same presser, he said his goal was to be the owner with the most rings.
Yeah.
At 83, he's got some work to do because Kraft's got 6, he's got 3.
Yeah.
They better get on that.
No NFC championship game in 30 years.
Yeah.
It's been a while. So, yeah, happened to see that out there today. And it's bobblehead day today, Scott?
I didn't know that.
You're the bobblehead guy. You collect them.
I do.
How many do you have?
Bobbleheads or Funkos, or do they all count?
I think bobbleheads are different.
Bobbleheads are different. I have probably 20 bobbleheads, maybe 25.
Because you'd have kids go to different games and get bobbleheads for you.
For me, yeah. I got him a bag of popcorn for it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
This is the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins show. Because in hopes that it would be worth something someday, or you just like to look at it. You also say that. I never understand.
I never take them out of the box. They're all in the box.
Yeah, but you have them displayed so you can look at them.
Well, not really. Not a lot of bobbleheads do I have displayed.
Okay.
I have a lot of the Funkos displayed.
In their boxes?
Yes.
Yes.
I used to, anyway.
Well, I thought you had your space now in your new place.
Well, it's still under construction.
You don't have them out?
No, not at the moment.
Who predicted that?
You did?
Telling me
And
that
so did David.
That your wife doesn't appreciate your doll collection?
Apparently not.
You mean it's not an aphrodisiac? Really? Chicks don't dig that?
I'm still searching for that. I don't know when I discover that.
Hey, seriously, and I'm not looking for you, but I'm just like, are there women that are liking the Funkos? I'm just curious. And we got this Scott Robbins trifecta coming up. The Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show. I'm Jamie Markley, the Gen Xer. David Van Camp's the Millennial, and the sexy boomer is Scott Robbins. Another news update from the former newsman. I think somewhat proud of it, maybe. David Van Camp.
Yeah.
Did you win any awards? That's all I care about.
Yeah.
I never submitted anything because those are a joke.
You would have won them all.
I would have won them all. That's true. You know what? I was satisfied with the award of educating and informing the population.
There you go.
That's what it was, yes.
You're full of crap. You don't mean that.
Billy gave safety tips during the winter.
I did. I gave the
handy.
best safety tips.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Of course.
Always let people know where the warming shelters were and the
Right.
cooling centers were.
And how long you have with exposed flesh before it turns black.
Right,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, a woman in her 30s blocked a street in Minneapolis with her car to protest ICE, and when they told her to get out of the car, she quickly backed up, then sped forward. An ICE officer was in front of the car. He opened fire. She was killed. And so I will say that DHS, Tricia McLaughlin, her account is closer to the truth, but I think she also overstated it, not seeing what the video, not because she hadn't seen the video, I guess. But as in, like, there was a car speeding down the street trying, to ram a bunch of ICE officers. But it does look, I mean, I think that's a justified shooting.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. And there is some confusion because some people have only seen one angle of it, and, video moves fast on X. And people are mistaken in thinking that the two officers or one of the two officers approaching from the side were the ones who opened fire. No. There was one up in front of the vehicle, and it appears that some contact was made, and he opened fire.
I just saw the contact being made.
Yeah, that's a good shoot, but it's Minneapolis, so I think I think that guy is probably going to be facing charges just because of where this went down. I don't know. Again, maybe not. Hopefully not. But the mayor, Jacob Fry, is the king of making things worse, though. And he says this was not self-defense. ICE is bad, and now someone is dead because of how bad ICE is.
Okay.
Yeah. And here we go.
What they are doing is causing chaos and distrust. They're ripping families apart. They're sowing chaos on our streets. And in this case, quite literally killing people. So they are already trying to spin this as an action of self-defense. Having seen the video of myself, I want to tell everybody directly, that is bull.
How?
This was an agent recklessly using power that resulted in somebody dying.
No, you got a vehicle coming towards you. That's a deadly weapon, even in Minnesota.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing. I think you were right, David, when you pointed out Tricia McLaughlin, the original statement from the spokesperson from Homeland Security. Does seem like that was a bit overstated because she's starting from, well, stop before she hits the gas. But you got the agent standing in front of, it's, right by, like the one headlight on the driver's side. So sort of at the edge, but he's right at the edge in front. And then she starts to take off, and he's already got the gun drawn.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know what her intent was. Was she just trying to get away, or was she trying to run him over? And the thing is, when you're talking about legally, I don't think it matters.
Doesn't. No. Because that's been the defense for people who have seen the video but still want to demonize that ICE officer.
Say he didn't need to shoot her.
Right. Well, put yourself in that situation. Things move very, very quickly, and you've just seen her throw the car into reverse, and now it's in drive. That's going to make anybody a little bit itchy, and then when it actually starts making contact with you, that's the intent.
Well, not only
really
that, man. Not only that, but you can't tell me all these ICE agents don't know how many times cars have rammed them.
Yeah.
Whether in other vehicles or tried to run at people.
Yeah.
If the ICE agents are on edge, would anyone blame them?
No.
That's not to justify anything. That's just common sense to me.
But
Jacob Fry is so contemptible, though. Gee whiz, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you come out and say something like, look, we're going to follow this story. We don't have all the details yet as to what exactly happened. But when we do, we'll be sure to let you know.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, but no, you can't do that. You got to stir the pot. No. And if things break bad tonight or moving forward or even in other cities, it's on him.
Well, it's on him, Tim Walz, all the Democrats who've been telling people explicitly to go out and get in the face of federal law enforcement that is enforcing laws enacted by Congress. That's all they're doing.
That is what it is.
Golly.
And again, I mean, I don't know what everyone's reaction to it is. I would say, at least for me, and I'm sure you guys, you didn't want to see this woman get killed. It didn't need to happen.
Well, no, it didn't. But she's been driven, assuming, again,
yes,
this is exactly what it looks like, and it appears to be so. Again, I don't think she was just pulling out of the driveway and just happened to get in the path of a couple of DHS officials. But, no, people are being driven crazy by Democrats who are lying about what ICE is doing.
Yes.
Calling them Gestapo. Hi, Tim Walz.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody.
And you look at what's trending on X, it's everything from justified and ramming to murder and fleeing.
Yeah.
So again, you're going to see this through a different lens depending on what your politics are, it seems like.
Well, yeah, as usual, but the intent doesn't matter. It's what were the physical facts that occurred.
Yeah.
I don't know, David. I'm with you on the whole Minneapolis thing, though.
Oh, I think he's in trouble, yeah. And that's sad. It's sick, actually.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow. Before your trifecta, Scott, just wanted to see if you think this is spooky or not. Happened to see this story about ChatGPT. Somebody asked it, hey, if you were human for just one day, what would you do? What would you want to try? and there were 6 responses. The first being, I'd look at the sky because it would love to feel the sun on its face. And humans take it for granted. The second would be, I'd cry, but not from sadness, just to know what it's like to be overwhelmed and not have an answer. Then the third thing ChatGPT would do if it were human for a day, I'd find you, it said.
Oh, gosh.
It said it just wanted to meet the person in the flesh after only knowing them in pixels. A couple other things. I'd fall in love. Not in a romantic way, but with life. With a dog wagging its tail. With a kid laughing too hard. With a song that hits just right. Are you scared now?
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be the ruination of the populace. Yes. And I'm really grateful I'm the oldest guy on this show because I'll be pushing up the old daisies before it physically
You
happens.
don't know that.
Oh, no.
You don't know that.
You're walking through the cemetery.
Never know, man. All right, what made you just laugh out loud?
I asked ChatGPT if I could be Scott, or if you could be Scott Robbins for a day. Top 5 things.
Yes.
Casually drop a story that sounds made up, but absolutely isn't. I shouldn't even tell this on the air, but, and ends with listeners questioning reality. Number 2, take a caller who's 100% wrong and let them talk anyway. Not to argue, just to gently walk them into realizing it themselves. I don't know if ChatGPT got that one right. Deliver one perfectly timed, devastating one-liner. Absolutely. Yes, that's what ChatGPT would do. In the end, no, I stirred the pot, entertained people, and still told the truth. But my favorite one.
Yes.
Open the show by deliberately pushing one more button than necessary.
How does that thing know all this? Huh?
Yes.
Oh, Casey's ready. You ready
Jumping
for your
in
big
early,
three?
aren't you? Smart ass, Casey.
Are you ready?
1, 2, buckle my shoe on.
It's the 3 most important news stories of the day.
I hit the trifecta.
Well, at least according to Scott Robbins. It's the trifecta on the Markley Van Camp and Robbins Show.
Every day about this time, Scott Robbins' top 3 stories with the help of his hero.
I'm Casey Kasem.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Wise guy.
3.
I'm not going to say anything. I know it rubs you the wrong way. But we've got a relationship now that Casey and I are buddies. And I know.
Well, it does rub me the wrong way because you're playing pickleball with him?
Yeah.
Over the holidays? What?
Yeah, well, we played last night, too. It was...
Jerk.
I win, but we have a good time.
Does he drive over?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
3.
I don't even know what he's driving these days.
He's got a Studebaker, believe it or not.
Does he?
Weird.
He's got a studio, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Very nice.
All right. No, number 3, Dr. Oz says drink up.
Yeah, Dr. Oz, administrator for the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, explained new federal guidelines recommending booze. He said, well, yeah, I use it in moderation. He's saying the takeaway is, don't have it for breakfast, but, occasional boozing is fine. He said federal officials are recommending moderation rather than total abstinence. He said because booze facilitates social relationships, which can be beneficial for health. He said alcohol is a social lubricant. I've always thought that. It brings people together. In the best case scenario, I don't think you should drink alcohol, but it does allow people an excuse to bond and socialize. And there's probably no harm in that. And there's nothing healthier than having a good time with your friends in a safe way. Finally, somebody's speaking sense.
Well, last year we heard from a lot of different people. Even one drink is just not good for you as far as alcohol.
Well, exactly.
It's like poison.
Right.
But after Dr. Oz, because I've defended him before.
I know you have.
Yeah.
I got 2 words for you. I'm back.
Now, on with the countdown.
Yeah. We're just socializing.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing.
That's it.
It's the Dr. Oz Elderberry IPA.
There you go.
And
No,
unfortunately,
I won't drink IPA. That's only for D-bags. So I can't do that.
I have to
I just want
socialize.
watered down American beer, okay?
I'll have that too.
Well, you really like it watered down.
Oh, yeah.
Gee whiz.
Well, you get more volume that way.
Okay.
2.
We're joking, by the way.
Number 2, how many children's lives did COVID vaccines actually save?
Yeah, Department of Health and Human Services announced this week that they were changing the childhood vaccination schedule. One of the more prominent adjustments was to remove the recommendation that all children, regardless of risk, receive COVID vaccines, starting at, remember this, 6 months old. Now, that was the thing, right?
Insane.
The trend reached a crescendo during the pandemic when politicians like Newsom instituted a COVID vaccine mandate for school children based on the recommendations of his totally incompetent team of medical advisors. Now they've done some research on this, and they found out that no, kids do not need to be vaccinated by this. The mortality rate, by the way, for children, according to these studies, was almost zero, by the way, in terms of mortality rate by catching COVID.
I know.
Yeah. Almost zero. In 183,273 vaccinated kids, 6 to 11 years old, the estimated risk difference, 95%, by the way. Hospitalization was less than 1%.
Well, and they kept changing the story. Remember, you don't want to kill grandma.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because it stops the spread.
Yeah. In the study that was done, by the way, recently, they also found the majority of the children that were unvaccinated, 83.4% of them, over 2.3 million unvaccinated young children, there was not one single COVID-related death. Not one. This was in the UK, by the way.
And the countdown continues.
Scott Robbins trifecta, top 3 of the day.
And finally, one.
Number 1, AI backfires in Utah.
Yeah, like a lot of people. I don't know about you, but I'm fascinated by the whole AI thing. It's scary at the same time. But if you're not fascinated here, according to Fox 13 Salt Lake City, police in Heber City, Utah, use a pair of AI programs. They use this for body cam footage to write reports. Pretty cool idea. They thought they can reduce the paperwork and the police can do more policing, right? They don't have to be tied up with that.
Mm-hmm.
One of these programs, by the way, is something called Draft One. And that one raised some eyebrows when it reported a claim that involved an officer who had been turned into a frog.
Good golly, Miss Molly.
Yeah. The body cam software and AI report, the software picked up a movie that was playing in the background. The movie was The Princess and the Frog.
My gosh.
They said that's when we learned the importance of connecting these AI-generated reports, and we're happy to report that no officer was, in fact, turned into a frog.
And there you have it.
Well, that's good.
The Scott Robbins trifecta, top 3 of the day. Great job as always, Scotty. All right, news update and Nimrods of the news coming up.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
Whether you're starting a new routine or making player picks for the first time, trying something new can be hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups every weekend and elite hoops action almost every night, the action never stops on Prize Picks. Start the new year right with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. On Prize Picks, you simply pick 2 to 6 players, pick more or less on their stat projections, and submit your lineup. Prize Picks also has early payouts, so if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. You can also copy lineups with one click with the new social feed feature. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code MVCR. $50 instantly in lineups when you play $5. That's code MVCR on Prize Picks. $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. Win or lose, you'll get the $50 in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
The Markley Van Camp and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins.
Oh, it's the new year, everybody. Make some player picks. Do it for the first time. Try something new, for crying out loud. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels good to be right. So, with high-pressure playoff matchups every single weekend from here on out, you got the NFL playoffs going on, elite hoops action almost every night. The action never stops. So start the new year with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. And on Prize Picks, you can simply pick 2 to 6 players. You pick more, you pick less on their stat projection. Submit your lineup. That's simple. Prize Picks also has something they call the early payouts. So if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you can now have the option to cash it out with those winnings before the game is even over. It's great. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use code MVCR. I deserve that one. And get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's code MVCR on Prize Picks. $50 instantly in lineups after you play your first $5. Win or lose, you're going to get the $50 in lineups just for playing. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Must be present in certain states. Visit PrizePicks.com for restrictions and details.
News update, David Van Camp.
Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota reacting to the deadly ICE-involved shooting after a woman hit an ICE agent with her car. Governor Tim Walz says, "I've seen the video. Don't believe the propaganda machine. The state will ensure there is a full, fair, and expeditious investigation to ensure accountability and justice."
Okay. Thanks, great leader. We got to get to Nimrod.
When the going gets tough,
Damn it, this is too hard.
the dumb get dumber.
All right, Dean.
It's Nimrods in the News on the Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins Show.
I love the poorly educated.
Well, final words from the Nimrod from earlier, Matthew Zaccarino, who was wearing a red lace bra with prosthetic silicone breasts and a gun in Florida. And the sheriff, Grady Judd, said,
Can you imagine that? He's mad at us for trying to find out why he's wearing lace bras with guns and G-strings or G-somethings or, ooh, it was ugly.
And that's Nimrod's in the News.